All right, legends. How is everybody doing? We are live. I have him here. 𝗬𝗍𝘆, how are you doing today?
Doing fantastic. Thanks for having me again, Andy. Nice little last collab while I'm still here in Dubai. Today's my last day in Dubai. Excited to go home. I've had a great time spending it here with Andy and the rest of the team. And a couple of surprises lined up. And excited to announce it in the near future. So not willing to spill the beans just as yet. So Andy, the price of Bitcoin currently at a little bit of a confusing place at the moment. I think that news that came out today just created a little bit of confusion, that week to the downside. But I mean, you shared a beautiful trade on the Legends Discord community this morning, which actually played out to perfection.
Yes, sir, it did. We can go through that actually right now, of course. I want to do a little bit of an overview of what is going on. I want to go through the comment section. Of course, I can see Aditya here. Thanks for joining, my man. Smash up the like button, guys. Make sure to destroy that like button. Views are going down like crazy. This means that the top of the bull run is not in yet, in my opinion, because usually when everything is very hypey is where it's usually peaking out. And yeah, we still, I think in early stages, I think we just still have another at least 6 to 12 months entering into 2025. There's many bullish on data and, and news that is telling us that the bull run is not finished yet.
Definitely. I mean, I'm seeing the bullish sentiment still out in the market. Some countries cutting inflation rates at the moment. The inflows of the ETFs are still on the rise. Yes, it has slowed down, I think, the last 2 days, but it's still increasing nonetheless. The Ethereum spot Bitcoin or the Ethereum ETF recently got approved. So I think there's still enough bullish flavor in the air for potentially this bull run to continue here to the upside. I mean, the range is boring. We've been ranging inside of this range for quite some time. Is this the breakout that's going to send us to higher levels, or are we going to smack back down to the value area low and just consolidate for a little bit longer? I think, Andy, what's also interesting to me is that when I start looking at things like Bitcoin dominance, for example, it looks like it's at the cusp of breaking down. It's like at a decision point. Bitcoin really needs to play ball here to give us that mini altcoin season that everyone's waiting for here as well.
Yeah.
So let's see how that transpires. See, Andy is bringing up the Bitcoin dominance chart. Let's see. It looks like it's curling over here. Okay. It just needs to fall down. It needs to fall down.
Yeah, what is interesting about there's no doubt, 𝗬𝗍𝘆, that there's going to be a massive altcoin season. We are seeing, obviously, the meme coins. There's a lot of meme coins. We got beer coin that I've got here on the chart. This did a 20x in a matter of 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, around about 2 weeks, this has done a 20x. There's some meme coins popping out, and they're just making insane gains. It seems like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some other altcoins, OG altcoins, are just too boring because a lot of them are doing just a 2x. Some of them are even correcting down. So it's like we need to jump into these new coins creation of meme coins, because we live in a world that it seems like that meme coins and community is what drives the price to the upside, right? So I want to talk about some meme coins that are going, that basically are pumping. Some that are not pumping that much. We can do a little bit of altcoin hunting. I think a lot of people like this because they're the ones that are doing gains. A couple of weeks ago, I did an altcoin video. It didn't get too much love, but all of the altcoins are in the green from that. All the meme coins from that video are over a 2x in just a few weeks. So it tells you that, if you're buying Bitcoin right now, to do a 2x, the price needs to go to $140,000, right? Which it will go eventually, but it's going to take a little bit longer, right? Meme coins can do a 2x in 24 hours. So yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Anyway, taking a look at the Bitcoin dominance, I want to give my opinion here on the Bitcoin dominance. Just quick hello here to the community. I can see Arvin here. Hey, my man, thanks for joining. Hey, it's good to see you both together. I've had a great time with 𝗬𝗍𝘆 here in 𝗬𝗍𝘆, in Dubai, in 𝗬𝗍𝘆. Murat, how are you doing? DXY printed a 4-hourly God candle creating an FVG. Okay, we're going to take a look at the dollar index as well. Olandi and 𝗬𝗆, Frank, how are you doing? 𝗞𝗔, how are you doing? Thanks for joining. Let's go right away with the Bitcoin dominance, because I want to give my opinion on the Bitcoin dominance, and then obviously I want 𝗬𝗍𝘆's opinion on it. No doubt that we are in an uptrend, okay? Just keeping it simple. We are in an uptrend. It is getting choppy. It does look like that this is going to end up rolling to the downside at some point, okay? How do you invert this curve? Wanted to make this curve like this. But yeah, overall, it does look like that the Bitcoin dominance is on its way to get a rollover. The question is, will it be this month? Will it be next month? It could still create that curve for the next coming months. And, you know, by entering into 2025, maybe Q1 or Q2 of 2025, then we get the massive move down. We need to realize that just 4 years ago, in the summer of 2020, okay, just around August is where we got the Bitcoin dominance getting a massive move to the upside. We did not get the dominance falling till January of 2021. That is basically when Bitcoin was already breaking all-time high. Bitcoin was, you know, going through the roof, and altcoins were lagging behind, of course. The altcoin rally started, you know, between February and March, which is, you know, basically already in April, Bitcoin was peaking out. So the epic rally usually takes around about 2-3 months, like the epic one, where, you know, coins start doing what meme coins are doing now, which is, you know, 100x, 20x, okay, 30x. It looks like that on most of the altcoins is not going to come anytime soon. It looks like it's going to come entering into 2025, in my opinion. Could we get one here, a small little altcoin rally, get a major drop? It is possible, but I think it's still soon. 𝗬𝗍𝘆, what do you think? Do you think it's just about to break down right now, this kind of ascending channel, ascending wedge structure? Let me know what you think based on the Bitcoin dominance.
So I think if I move into the structure, if I zoom into the structure, and I think this is kind of what everyone on X and Twitter is looking at in social media. When you take a trend here from the bottom, okay, and we just connect all these lows over here. Okay, let me just try and do it a little bit more prettier. Oh wait, I've got a wrong trend over here. I also just want to put it on the daily. Let's do it on the daily. We zoom in over here, and we just connect these lows over here. Yeah. And this is kind of what everyone is watching right now, okay? We've lost a trend that's been running for, I think, 18, 19 months, November 2022, tripping over my words over here. And it kind of looks like a bearish structure over here, okay? Where you have this bearish pennant, which has a higher probability of breaking down. And now we are trading below the trend at the moment. And from a probabilities perspective, the longer you trade below, the higher the probability becomes of falling down. But I mean, I do acknowledge what Andy's saying over here as well, is to say that, you know, when you zoom into the weekly time frame, it looks like this could be a little fake out. You go back up and you start curling over. But I mean, there's a chance. There is a chance where you lose this trend. Also, when you go in, and it's not an indicator that I use from a trading perspective, but from an RSI perspective, when you go into the daily, the 12-hour, the high time frame RSIs, they are starting to get maxed out. So perhaps this is a decision point that I see over here, is that perhaps we do get a little bit of a rejection over here. Okay, but I'm not calling for this. I'm saying that perhaps when you take a fib from the low to the high, maybe the 382, maybe even the 50% fib level over here, is that we find momentum down, and then, you know, we find the strength to go back up. So, but this little move can be extremely significant for some of the altcoins to get that popcorn effect here to the upside. So I think, you know, it's about observing the price reaction where we are right now. Do we still continue to trade below the trend and get momentum here to the downside? Or from a bullish perspective, is we find continuation inside, we get acceptance back inside, right? And I mean, we have a lower high over here. So perhaps, you know, you want to come down, make a lower low, break market structure for maybe a continuation here to the downside, and then perhaps a bounce back to the upside. But I mean, if you then have a high, you make a lower high, then maybe it's game on, where you can have a larger correction back to the downside, where the curly the coil over is already taking place. It's just going to take a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So Andy, I think, that's my perspective, is to say that, well, based on technicals, we do have, I just want to find your undo button over here. Based on technicals, we do have a decision moment here at the time, is to say that this, for now, looks bearish, but it's not guaranteed. But, maybe there's a chance that we can fall down here. Also looking at some of the altcoins. I went through some of the altcoins this morning, Andy, where I saw Doge, I saw KDA, I saw 𝗬cie𝗂𝗿, I saw Illuvium. Some of our favorite layer ones and larger cap altcoins are breaking out of smaller trend lines. And if Bitcoin can find the strength to either consolidate with dominance dropping, we could still see some momentum up for some of our favorite altcoins. But so basically that's how I'm seeing the dominance over here.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think it's going to happen sooner rather than later. So if we do get a bounce, it's, I do think that, yes, could we get a chance in hitting 60% dominance? We're currently at 54. Could there be a chance going to hit that resistance of the higher high trend line from the wedge? It is possible, no doubt. But overall, it either starts breaking down now in the next coming months, or it gets a couple of more legs to the upside and then starts breaking down. So overall, there is going to be an altcoin season at some point, but like a proper one. We haven't seen the proper altcoin season. If you go back to 2021, the proper altcoin season happened here. It happened when the dominance got a major collapse. And it does look like that this is, it could happen at any moment. It's going to happen at some point in the next, 12 months, whether it's 6 months, 8 months, end of the year, beginning of 2025, it's going to happen. So I have personally got a pretty nice altcoin portfolio. I have some US dollar tether on the sidelines, as you do know, because just in case we get a crash or an epic black swan event of some, and we just get a major drop, right? We get Bitcoin dropping 10, 20% and altcoins dropping another 30, 40%. That is when I'm going to stack a lot of the altcoins. One of my biggest altcoin bags is Chainlink. And for me, it's pretty clear. If Chainlink gets back beneath $12, I'm going to buy a huge stack again of Chainlink. That is me. What about yourself, 𝗬𝗿𝘆? Do you have some altcoins?
Yes, I've shared with my community. Please smash up the like. We always share the alpha with everyone here from an education perspective. I've shared my swing portfolio that I'm creating on Bybit, and I'm also starting some trades there on Bluffin. Links down in the description if you guys would like to come and trade with us. And I've got, at the moment, I think 14 or 15 altcoins that I've added to that portfolio. The only one that got stopped out so far is Waves. Do you remember Waves? Just took a nice dump there to the downside.
Yes. Yeah.
I did post on my my Twitter account, where I'm interested in buying back in. And at the moment, we haven't hit that level yet. But I'm building a low leverage swing portfolio, and I think, Andy, I've currently deployed around 27 to 30% of my portfolio into that swing position portfolio. But because for me, you have to have a plan. My plan, and which I've explained to my community in detail already, is to build that swing portfolio, hopefully have bigger position sizes if we do get momentum to the downside. And some of my favorite altcoins on that list includes altcoins like Illuvium. I think the one that I'm most bullish on is Illuvium, nice gaming token. I've got EGLD, Algorand, and I've shared it with my community. We often go through the list, just go and analyze it a little bit together again. And so basically I don't have Chainlink like you.
It's a boring cryptocurrency. It's a very,
we actually
very
spoke
boring.
about it the other day. For me, it's just such a boring altcoin.
I'm to be real, and I've been saying this to my community. I see a realistic 4-5x on Chainlink. I'm not looking to make a 50x. I'm not looking for that 50x. I'm not looking for that 20x even. I'm looking at to hit all-time highs, and for me already that's going to be a 4x of what I currently have, which is just obviously going to make me very, very happy. I'm just looking at, I know it's a solid project, and I know I'm just looking for a nice return and not crazy returns that we used to, like everybody is used to, which is 50x, 100x, right? Where you just need to go down and risk some of your capital into these cryptos, right? Such as Bitcoin, It's done a 20x.
And for me, this is money that you are prepared to lose. Like once you buy this, you're like, I've lost it. Like that's the mindset when you buy these meme coins.
Yeah, I mean, just with this on the website, miss Bitcoin, don't miss beer coin. Well, you need to be cautious. Of course, you can make insane gains. And right now, if you ask me, beer token, would I buy right now, beer coin? Obviously, right now, I wouldn't, because I know these are the kind of moments where you get that huge, massive correction. And maybe if it bottoms out, just you need to do your research, and you need to obviously know that it's a little bit of a gamble, right? It is a little bit of a gamble at the end of the day. Someone is saying here about the Bitcoin dominance. What if we do fake out to 65% of dominance? Well, when we have fear in the market, when we do get a big major corrective move, people are more fearful holding altcoins than holding Bitcoin, and this is why we get these kind of reversals. If we do go down to March here, with the C19 crash, we actually got the dominance going up slightly, but overall it did continue here to go to the downside. I'm pretty surprised about this. We got a major rally to the end of 2020, but I think people prefer holding Bitcoin than altcoins when there's uncertain times. So there's no doubt we could have a spike on the dominance if we do get a bearish reaction on stock market. We'll get a major corrective move or bad news, Bitcoin dropping, whatever. I think the Bitcoin dominance could get that move to the upside, and altcoins will take a larger hit, but it's just going to give you one of those last opportunities, I think, because when things get crazy, it happens very fast. It happens in a matter of a few months. The real proper bull run is like 2-3 months, basically. When you take a look at 2021's price action on many of the altcoins, it was basically from the end of 2020 till March, April. Some of them continue popping in May, but it's just a few, 3-4 months of making insane gains, which I think we're going to follow the 4-year cycle. I think this is not going to happen this year. We're going to see a little bit of choppiness. We're going to see a lot of meme coins popping as well, no doubt. But the proper bull run for me is kind of entering into 2025, maybe late 2020 is where you're going to start seeing things kicking off. That is my personal opinion. Of course, we live in different times. ETFs going crazy worldwide. We have so many countries having the spot ETF approved. The latest ones have been Australia and Thailand, and there is just going to be many other countries during 2024 that are just going to follow through, because this is only in 2024 where we've had the US, we've got UK, we got Hong Kong, we got Australia, we got Thailand, it's
going to create that domino effect.
It's going to create that domino effect, no doubt. Everybody, if the US is investing in Bitcoin, right, with the ETFs, most of the countries want to follow the US. That's kind of the domino effect that we're seeing. Right, let's continue. Andy, do you want to make a meme coin? Do I want to make a meme coin?
We spoke about it. Me and Andy.
We were doing
research how to make a meme coin.
Create a meme coin, yeah. Pretty crazy. What happened to Waves? We have here from Tanmai. Well, Tanmai, what happened to Waves is that it was delisted from Binance.
Or there was an announcement that they are going to delist it. I'm not sure if it was actually delisted or it was just the announcement.
I think you can still trade it on Binance. If we do see the price moving here on Binance, it is still, we still have the price action. But yeah, it was announced that Binance was going to delist Waves, and wow, obviously it's the largest exchange out there in the world, Binance, and look at this. Look how the amount of influence that there is, as in we do not want your coin anymore on our exchange, we're going to get it out, basically because most of the Wave tokens and volume is on Binance. So I think a lot of people just pulled out or sold, right? And we got this massive drop of over 30% in basically a day, basically 24 hours. It just got a big major hit. this is an OG project. It's been here for a long time. I think even before 2017 or so, if I'm not mistaken. 2017. Yeah, this has been since 2016 actually. Yeah, this token has been since 2016. On the previous cycle, it outperformed the other cycle. So we are at near the previous cycle bottom levels. This one is, I think it's going to survive. It will survive. It's just got a major hit. It got a major hit because of the news from Binance.
Yes, and I mean that Andy, for me, there's also that saying that, like what happened to Gala 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, and there's also that saying that when bad news comes out for a specific altcoin, but the fundamentals are still solid, there's nothing wrong with the project team or the team behind it, the fundamentals, the tokenomics are still healthy, so it's not really an internal project issue, it's more of an external factor. If you are still bullish on the fundamentals, these dips usually provide great buying opportunities. So I think from a fundamental perspective, if you believe in the project, obviously no financial advice, is that we are currently approaching, for me, great buying opportunities. But I have shared also with the community that I would like to see a sweep of the bear market lows. And we're almost there. I would like to see a sweep of the lows, and I would like to see a recovery back above those lows, like a SFP, Andy.
Yeah.
And I think for me, that would be a trigger to go long on waves again, because I still believe in the fundamentals.
I'm just looking at the 2019, 2020 bear market. When we had the C19 crash, a lot of altcoins went below the low of the bear market. In this case, November, December of 2019. And the waves didn't manage to hit that low. I think we could be in this kind of area right now on waves and a lot of the altcoins. There's a lot of the altcoins that are just lagging behind, but we are basically almost at rock bottom levels, right? I think the $1 range for waves in this case is at rock bottom levels, right? We were just very close to the bear market lows of 2019, 2020. So a little bit of sideways momentum. Do you know what will be a great buying opportunity once the price action in the next coming weeks starts going sideways? Once you start going sideways with no major volatility to the downside, I think it's going to be an epic buy. I would be really considering buying some waves for the bull run for the next 12 months, because this could be an easy 10x flip, and 10x would be coming to $10.
Yes.
So I think it's very much achievable that waves could get that 10x. It's a very solid project. And it's an OG project. It's just obviously taking some hits with the delisting of Binance. So no doubt, I think it's worth potentially a 1% of your portfolio. I think it's one that I will be eyeing during the next coming weeks, because I like this drop and I like the sideways momentum that we're starting to form during the last couple of days. I mean, we only got this drop. It's still dropping down, but it will bottom out at some point. It will bottom out, and what I want to see is the price action starting to go sideways and not too aggressive to the downside, no major drop, and start going sideways. And I personally would allocate 1% of my capital, of my US dollar tether into waves for the next 6 to 12, 18 months, right? Extend to late 2025. But I think it's no doubt it's going to recover. That's what I personally think. It's not just going to die. I think it's not a coin. It's not a project that will just be dead and not do anything. It will recover at some point. That is my personal view. It's an OG project. They still very much active, so I would give it a chance. Right, let's do a little bit of Bitcoin technical analysis. I think it's about time.
Yes, let's do it.
It is about time. I'm going to go through the comment section after a while. I'm going to go through Bitcoin right now, if you don't mind.
Yes, go for it, Andy.
And then I'm going to leave you, because I know you're going to start sharing some insane alpha. You're going to be 10 minutes on Bitcoin talking about bullish case, bearish case, levels, invalidation points. And I know a lot of people are here because of that. And yeah,
Let's do it.
𝗬𝗏 will take over now. I'm just going to give my point of view, which, you know, maybe some of you guys love, maybe some of you guys hate. But overall, I'm gonna just go through my levels on Bitcoin and do a little bit of my analysis here. Chart is taking a bit to load. It's lagging a little bit, but I wanna share as well something that has been mentioned in the Legends Trading community. We've been very active in the Legends Trading community. I did not do a stream yesterday because, you know, paying some attention and love on the Legends Trading community. Got some issues here with the chart loading. Let's see if it does load here. Sorry about the technical issues, guys. Let's go right away and see if it does load right now. Yes, just needed a refresh. Okay, so let's zoom in at this area. This is something that I mentioned on today's video update, that Bitcoin is hitting resistance. We did manage to claim that $72,000 high. It did SFP from that level. This was because the news came out exactly as we were hitting the highs. We had non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate. We got the stock market dropping. We got Bitcoin getting a drop. The news came out exactly when we were hitting $72,000. We are hitting major resistance here on higher time frame. It's something that we can see on the chart. It's the value area high of the entire range in between March and June. We kind of broken out from this lower high resistance. We had an attempt here. It did look pretty good, but we did get that big major rejection. When we zoom in on the lower time frames here, there is a setup that I wanted to talk about, you know, today from the Legends Trading community. Let's just zoom in on the lower time frames because, you know, I like sharing what we talk in the Legends Trading community, because a lot of people maybe that haven't joined or not joined, they want to know, hey, you know, what's going on in the Legends Trading community, right? Is it a bunch of crap? Are you putting any knowledge? Are you putting any setups, right? And I think it's, you know, it's about time that, you know, I go a little bit aggressive in the Legends Trading community. And we've been talking about, you know, several trading setups during the last few days. And the latest one just being today, which is, you know, basically a bounce of the daily level that we had today right over here to claim $72,000. The take profit is here at the highs and at $72,000. You can see it here on the chart. Just in case we SFP, we have the news today. And basically, the main reason of this long setup is because I did see this. We swept the lows. We swept the lows with this.
Liquidity was grabbed.
The liquidity was grabbed. So that means that these lower highs is just a classic zone to pick up here. And we were above the daily level. We are above the point of control. We can see that trade playing out beautifully. And this is, you know, the price is dropping from this level. But overall, it's an in and it's an out, right? We targeting the highs, we hit the highs, and this is why we take profits at the highs, which was right over here. We even got slightly above $72,000 to $72,080 here. Main reason why of this trade, I'm just going to give a brief explanation about this trade. We were forming very strong bullish CVD divergence here already, 𝗬𝗏. We were forming, you know, higher lows on the price action, which was very nice, of course, and lower lows on the CVD. Not only on Bybit, we were forming them on all of the exchanges. So you're getting all of that selling pressure over here from retail, basically. You're forming at very aggressive higher lows. And on all of the exchanges, you're forming lower lows. So you've got people shorting the market, but not managing to get below this low over here, which is the overall end game, right? This is why CVD gives us, you know, you got a lot of people shorting, but it's not enough. They're getting absorbed by much larger players. And I was just seeing this as a possible 1, 2, and we are possibly going to be forming this third wave. Of course, then we got the news that is just breaking all of the technicals. We SFP. We got a volatility fest. This is why I don't like the news. I want to stay away of the news. I want to be defensive with my trading setups, because this is what happens, right? You get a pump, a dump, a dump, a pump. You know, it's just, I don't know how to trade it. If you know how to trade news, then, you know, please let me know. If you know if the price is going to pump or dump, I don't know. Unfortunately, it would be nice. But basically here, we had the bullish CVD divergence, and we were holding very nicely that daily level, and we had the previous day point of control that for me was the kind of the invalidation point. The invalidation point was this high over here. So for me, it was enough to say, guys, this range should hold. You have a tight invalidation beneath this high. If you're entering here, your stop loss is here, right? If we start losing previous day point of control, the daily level, this peak high, you don't want to be in that long trade because this could have been a corrective move, right? In a three-wave structure, an ABC, and then you're coming down. So you don't want to have stop losses here. You don't want to have a major loss just to take these highs. So it made sense for me to say, right, guys, this is our chance. Stop loss beneath here, this high, and we're targeting 72, the highs and 72, right? You usually get a nice wick. If we would have tested these highs and got a quick pullback, then I would have said, guys, get out. Okay, get out, because it probably is going to go down. But we did manage to hit $72,080, and I said 72,000 is the moment to get out. And also because it was just 15 minutes before the news. Guys, we want to get out here. We have the news in 15 minutes. We do not know if the price is going to get a bullish reaction or a bearish reaction. So you want to get out, especially if you are in that profitable trading setup. So we do have some of the Legends trading community jumping into that trade setup here just today and making some pretty nice profits here. So I'm really glad about that. This is the whole game plan is to provide the analysis, the education, and the possible trading setup. Right. I'm going to leave you, Devote, with the analysis on Bitcoin. I haven't done any analysis. I've just basically been bragging about what we've done in the community today. Yes. But I want to know your opinion on the chart on Bitcoin. I'm just going to get your chart ready here, okay? And we'll go with that. Let's go. Hang on a second. Let me check here the comments. Did you click on there? There we go.
Right. Go through some comments over there.
What you guys think about Velo? We can take a look at a couple of altcoins right now. I think a lot of the people are wanting to know about Bitcoin. So
let's stick to Bitcoin.
Let's stick to Bitcoin for now, guys.
Right. So, Andy, just to add on a little bit about what you said from a trading setup perspective here as well, is I mentioned, and I'm not sure if I mentioned this on Discord, but I definitely, on YouTube, but I definitely spoke about this level in Discord this morning. And it is so fascinating to me that two analysts, Andy, you having a different style than trading than me, and I'm using a different style, we came to the same answer. What I mentioned this morning in the Legends community is to say that you have a pump with high volume here to the upside, and then you form the range low, the low pivot after the pump. And this is what I call the range low strategy. And if you're going to the downside, I call it the range high strategy. You draw a line, you put a little line in over there, and the strategy works as follows. You have the low of the range. If you come back down and you tap that level, you have a high probability of a nice bounce to come and claim the highs again. Okay, and we tapped it to perfection. I think I was sleeping or busy with something else when this move happened. Okay, we was probably doing something crazy, me and you. And then the rule for the strategy then states, price needs to move away, and if it comes back for a retest, it should not tap this line again. So what you want to see a higher low form over here for continuation to the upside. The rule of this strategy basically says, and smash up the like, guys, I'm giving some trading secrets away over here. The rule of this strategy is, if you come back down and you tap this level for a second time, it increases the probabilities that you're going to come full the inefficiency. Yeah. Okay, so you really want to see us slow down over here and find momentum back to the upside. If we come back down and you start seeing like a high time for a 15-minute and a 1-hour candle close below this low over here, we're most likely coming back down here to $69,000. Okay, so that is basically also what I explained in the Discord this morning. Where can we go now? I mean, Andy, I'll be honest with you, we are not in an easy space at the moment. The only thing that I can say for certain from a technical perspective is that based on CVD, if I open up CV, is it this one?
Yep.
Right. Based on CVD, if I zoom if I just take this
Yeah.
out and
Yeah.
I zoom in over here, okay? So purely not because I feel like it or I think this is going to happen, basically purely based on data is that we are making higher highs, higher lows over here against this pivot, and we have yellow dropping down quite significantly. So there is a chance and perhaps a smaller, higher probability that we could consolidate here and find momentum back to the upside purely just based on CVD. But it's also important to monitor local CVD because I can see in blue on this pivot
bearish.
and where price is at the moment, we have now a mix of bullish and bearish CVD building up. So that's what I'm saying. It's not an easy space where we are at the moment. And what I sometimes like to do is when in doubt, I zoom out. So what I want to then do is go back onto Bitcoin, and I like to zoom out to the 4-hour time frame.
Got your chart on the second one. Yeah.
There we go. I like to go back to the 4-hour time frame. Okay, 4-hour. Right, and then I want to look at. Oops, let me just do this. I want to look at this structure over here. Now this is where things get a little bit interesting. Okay, so Andy, the question is this a 1, 2, 3, 4? That has to be the low if this is a 4.
Yeah.
Okay, and we are busy with the 5th wave here to the upside, where the clue now is inside of this structure over here. So is this a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Or is this a 1, 2, 1, 2, and we are building up an explosive 3rd wave here to the upside? Okay, that's the question. Or was this an A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? We just don't know where we're going to tap the bottom of the value area low of this entire range again. And I guess, Andy, the simple question that I usually tell my community is, we don't know. But what we can do as traders, have our daily levels, our weekly levels marked out, our point of controls, look at local bullish and bearish CVD, and with good risk management, trade level to level, regardless of whether we think it's going up or down. Okay. So, I mean, in a nutshell, Andy, that is basically what I'm seeing over here. So we still have a chance to, from this structure perspective, and I mean, this could potentially, okay, be the low over here. And then we're going to move up. And even if we reject, this can be a second wave where you want to see a higher low for the 3rd wave here to the upside. Okay.
Exactly.
Or this can be an A, B, C.
Yeah, this is what I have been mentioning also with the in today's video update. Actually, always giving a higher time frame perspective, because what you mentioned here about being in the 5th wave, this could be the 1st wave
inside of the 5th wave.
Inside of the 5th wave that we're going to form in the next couple of weeks. And we are going to be forming the corrective structure. What is disturbing about this is that we've claimed those highs from the 21st of May. And this is what I don't like. I love swing failure patterns. I love to trade them. I did not get into this short position because we were busy. But it was an acceptable short position, no doubt. It's a clear pivot high from 2 weeks ago. These are always good, right? Even this pivot high is good for us, SFP. Even though it's a drop of a few $100s, I would take it. These are good ones because they are higher time frame swing failure pattern levels. So we got this rejection. When you zoom in on this time on the lower time frames, right? The 1 hourly, 4 hourly, it doesn't really matter. But zoom in on this price action. That you can see this very 5 wavy, right? You can see here like kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we're busy with the complex
ABC.
Corrective structure. It might be an ABC flat. We've claimed this high. We're doing this. Now we're coming down. This is the moment that it's going to be extremely interesting. I want to see the price holding somewhere inside of this area, and it's like, I know you guys might think, what level? Come on, just give me the level, right?
We put a fib in there.
Yeah, exactly. We put the Fibonacci in there, where the common second wave, right? Because we are speculating right now that we're forming the second wave inside of the 5th wave, meaning that we do not want to drop below the 0.88 Fibonacci. This is how complex the second wave is. Usually you have the targets in between 50% and the 0.88 being very rare. So this is kind of the box range where you want to see the price dancing around, like I like to say, right? At some point, the price is going to stop in one of these levels if we get a major drop, and it's going to dance around. When the price starts dancing around, that is when we want to take our trading plan. Okay, we want to take action, create a plan, and speculate on a wave 2 right over here to then form that third wave, okay, 4, 5, inside of a much larger fifth wave, right, which would you be creating the fourth and the fifth, right? We don't want to confuse you too much here, but that is the overall game plan. So once the price stops here, and we need to add some levels, right? Today, in today's video update, I was saying, look, we got a massive range here. We got a huge range. There should be some high volume nodes inside of this range. It's probably, I mean, this is the Binance chart. It's probably going to be different. But yeah, it's all the way down at the 7/8 Fibonacci. You got the highest volume node from this consolidation of the last 2 weeks, which is sitting at the 7/8 Fibonacci. This is like the ultimate level. And I would like that level because this could get you into a possible swing long position. If the price were to come all the way down to $68,000, right, give or take 67.7, 60, you know, a bit of volatility. But if it comes down there, you got a huge, massive range over the last few days. You got the point of control, right, at that level. You got the 7/8 Fibonacci. We are speculating here that we might not even come down there, guys, okay? It's just a trading plan. It's a swing long plan, just because if we get the drop, people are going to be like, oh my goodness, what's happened? What's going on? What is the plan? Well, the plan is to get the price to hold this range, get a reaction. We don't want to catch a falling knife. We want to see the price getting a reaction. Just a dead cat bounce would be enough to say, right, we got a reaction at this level. Let's analyze the situation. And obviously a double bottom would be the ideal scenario. The double bottoms are the ones that give you the insane.
We love double bottoms.
We love double bottoms. We love double tops. Okay, right now we formed a local double top right there. It's giving you a pullback of over $1,000 just with the news. So, you know, double tops, double bottoms, local ones, especially when you're hitting a high confluence level, such as this one, is the moment that you want to take that trading plan. And if we were to get that pullback, it's pretty obvious that the invalidation for me needs to be is beneath this level. Once you start losing these lows, then the price, it can get volatile. It can get volatile to the downside. Could it SF swing failure pattern from here, right? Sweep up these lows and then get a bounce. I'm going to say it is also possible. It is no doubt possible. It's a nice little day trade. It's a scalp day trade. But just by losing these higher lows, it just invalidates here the possibility of this still being the fifth wave, right? Yeah. And you're creating a massive, then you start being bearish. You're looking at the possibility of a double top breaking through here. But no doubt it's a liquidity grab zone, and the bounce is highly likely to happen, right? If you do drop beneath this level, it's a level where you would put stop losses, right? You would put stop losses. You're going to stop out a lot of people, and you're going to get that instant dead cat bounce. So it is a long level. I
also saw there's a lot of liquidity beneath those lows over there.
Yeah, below $67,000. So yeah, we do have a bunch of liquidity sitting beneath $67,000. We need to go to the monthly chart. There is a lot of liquidity still above 72. We haven't swept all of that liquidity. There's actually a few $1 billion of short liquidations above $72,000 that we haven't claimed.
It's juicy to the upside.
Still a lot of liquidity. Let me just check if you guys can see. You guys can see the chart right there. Yeah, well, you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. But yeah, beneath $66,000 range, 66,500. There is quite a lot of liquidity, no doubt. There is a few $1 billion right there of long liquidations. So it can be a big wick and get a swing failure pattern, just sweep up some liquidity and then get that epic bounce, no doubt. I think it's an acceptable long position. If you swing failure pattern from this long, if you get below and start getting above, I think it's an acceptable long position. You got the point of control that could act as resistance. Even though if it's a nice $500 to $700 move, I would say it's an acceptable long position. Just classic sweep liquidity, get the bounce. However, more locally, if we are speculating, for me, if this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, we're still inside of the fifth wave. We mentioned, could it be a truncated fifth wave, creating a double top? It's maybe this was the fifth wave, and we're going to get a solid pullback now in the next coming days. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be the case. We're just going to have to check the price action. This was an acceptable short position, double top swing failure pattern. Now the price is pulling back. We do have a little bit of a 5 wavy move here. It could be forming an ABC flat. We need to just wait for a little bit of more data, a little bit of more price action here, because what we want to see is bullish CVD divergence, the 50% 618 holding. If that doesn't hold, then we're looking down to the 78. And I would prefer here to speculate in a long position if we're holding here, just to see, possibly that the 5th wave has not finished just yet, and then we're going to break all-time highs. I think that is the highest probability scenario. Devil, what do you think?
Yes, I think there's just one level that I wanted to measure out here, and I think the legends will know most probably exactly what I'm going to do over here, is that if this is the end of the structure over here, and this is a B, C here to the downside, one thing that I always like to look at as well is I take a fib extension from the highs to the lows to the highs. Okay, I reverse it, and then 1618. Then what I like to do is I like to take a normal fib from the lows to the highs, and I try and look for levels of confluence. And that 1.618, what I really like about the 1.618, Andy, is that it's imperfect confluence with a 0.5, but also that range that you just pulled, it's in perfect confluence with the value area high. So if this scenario, and let's just for argument's sake,
zoom out on the 4 hourly, or and just because I got the value area high.
Let me just let it load up there quickly. It just takes a while. Come and load up.
But it should be round about that range.
Okay, maybe if I go back onto the 4 hour, let's see. Here we go. Okay, so the value area high is here by the 5th. Well, not exactly, but close enough. You get those wicks. You hold the level over here. Okay, and perhaps if this is a B, C here to the downside, which is a simple corrective structure, let's just keep it simple, and you get supported by the value area high. You get the 1.618, which is a common C wave target, and I mean C wave target is also by the 1.382 over here. So definitely a bouncing area that we could see here, where this is then a 1, 2, and we start building a 3rd wave here to the upside. So that's purely looking at it from a bullish perspective.
I like it.
Thank you.
Because, no doubt, I love Fibonacci confluence. When you get the extension, when you get the retracement, when you get the expansion, and you align a few fib levels, it becomes very powerful. It becomes a high confluence level. Like you said, that 1.618 in confluence with a 50% Fibonacci and the value area high over this range over the last few weeks. If we already get a reaction here, I think it's an acceptable zone to long. However, we know the deal. I love to wait for the reaction. If you want to catch a falling knife, you want to get the price beneath the level and then above the level, and that is when you can kind of trigger an aggressive long position with your stop loss beneath the low created. However, what price likes to do a lot of the times is create that dead cat bounce and then sweep the lows one more time, creating that double bottom.
Stops you out, and then it goes.
So, we want to be paying attention to those double bottoms. Usually when you get an aggressive drop and you get a dead cat bounce, most of the times, right, 70 to 80% of the times, you don't form a V-shaped recovery. Sometimes you do, no doubt. It's all about probabilities, but you're very likely going to claim that low. And that is, I would be looking for that double bottom here if it were to hold, to speculate on that. The end of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC flat, hitting the 1.618 extension. Absolutely beautiful. I like it. Let's see if
Let's see if the community likes it. I think we've almost running out of time over here.
Right, guys, CPI next week. We do also have CPI next week. Very, very true. Next week we have Wednesday. We have interest rate. We have FOMC economic projections. We've got press conference from the Fred. From Fred. So it's a busy Wednesday. I was going to say busy week, but most of the fire is coming on Wednesday. I'm going to do a 10-hour live stream. 10-hour live stream. Go live all day to just check the volatility. What do you guys think, guys? Smash up the like button if you do. If we do get to 500 likes, I'll be doing a 10-hour. It's a bit too aggressive. 5-hour live stream. If we do get to 500 likes, I would do a a 5-hour live stream.
You do 5 hours, I'll take 5 hours. 10 hours.
Damn, that would be crazy. That would be
Epic,
crazy.
epic.
And then then we have insane amount of time to spend here with the comment section. Bitcoin is so bearish. Most boring time is Bitcoin history. Bitcoin is bearish after claiming such a significant high.
Yes.
It is double topping a little bit. It's a swing failure pattern. We can get a little bit more of a corrective move. We have formed 5 waves, so maybe a little bit of sideways, a bit of correction is likely to happen. But if we do not get those aggressive drops, like we said, there's a major zone here that needs to hold.
Yes.
There's a lot of liquidity still at 72, 73, all-time high. There's more liquidity up here than down here. So that's something to take into consideration. Thank you again for your precious input, says RSK. Thank you very much for that kind comment. Devout voice is low, Andy. Okay, your voice is low. Anyway, guys, we are going to wrap it up. Aloha, Valerie. Thank you very much for joining the stream. Guys, make sure to subscribe to Devout if you are not already. Check out the links down below if you want to trade on 𝗬cie or bluffing. There are no KYC platforms. You got an insane bonus down below, guys. Just with the link in the description, you'll be claiming that insane bonus. Devil, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Andy. Thanks for having me. My last day in Dubai. I'm sad to go back. It's been so great spending time with you, Andy. I'm going to miss you guys. But I mean, we've got online, and I'm sure we're going to do a lot of collabs still together. Yes.
All right.
Thanks, Andy. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Devil. Guys, thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow.